There are over 100 elements. All substances are made from one or more of these elements. The modern periodic table is a way of showing how these elements can be ordered. The modern periodic table is a chart containing the elements arranged in order of increasing atomic number. A vertical column, called a group, contains elements with similar properties. A horizontal row is called a period. The atomic number of elements in a period increases from left to right along the row. Before the development of the modern periodic table, there were other attempts to arrange the elements in a useful way by scientists such as Rayna, Newlands and Mendeleev. Rayna arranged groups of 3 elements with similar properties into triads. Newlands and Mendeleev arranged the elements in order of increasing relative atomic mass. Some attempts at arranging the elements were more successful than others. Newlands did not leave any space for undiscovered elements, but Mendeleev did. Using his table, Mendeleev was able to successfully predict the properties of 3 elements that were not yet discovered. Rayna's triads. German scientist called Johann Rayna put forward his law of triads in 1817. Each of Rayna's triads was a group of 3 elements. The appearance and reactions of the elements in each triad were similar to each other. Here is one of his triads. An English scientist called John Newlands put forward his law of octaves in 1864. He arranged all the elements known at the time into a table in order of relative atomic mass. When he did this, he found that each element was similar to the element 8 places further on. For example, starting at lithium, beryllium is the 2nd element, boron is the 3rd, and sodium is the 8th element. Newland's table showed a repeating or periodic pattern of properties, but it had problems. For example, he put iron in the same group as oxygen and sulfur, which are 2 non-metals. As a result, his table was not accepted by other scientists. In 1869, just 5 years after John Newlands put forward his law of octaves, a Russian chemist called Dmitry Mendeleev published a periodic table. Mendeleev also arranged the elements known at the time in order of relative atomic mass, but he did some other things that made his table much more successful. He realized that the physical and chemical properties of elements were related to the atomic mass in a periodic way, and arranged them so that groups of elements with similar properties fell into vertical columns in his table. Sometimes, this method of arranging elements meant that there were gaps in his horizontal rows or periods, but instead of seeing this as a problem, Mendeleev thought it simply meant that the elements which belonged in the gaps had not yet been discovered. He was also able to work out the atomic mass of the missing elements and so predict their properties. And when they were discovered, Mendeleev turned out to be right. For example, he predicted the properties of an undiscovered element that should fit below aluminium in his table. I hope you learnt something new about the periodic table. Thanks for watching!
Created using Powtoon.